Hello there. You burn a book, you are remanded in jail, but attack with a knife and you get out on bail. Welcome to the perversity of UK law. A man allegedly burnt a Koran in London outside the Turkish embassy and is arrested and kept in jail before trial. The man who allegedly attacked the Koran burner with a knife and caused actual bodily harm is set free on bail before trial. And this really happened. From the Daily Mail. A knife-wielding thug attacked a man who was allegedly burning the Koran outside the Turkish consulate in London. In dramatic scenes on Thursday afternoon, the attacker could be seen brandishing a large knife while standing above the man on the road. Footage posted on X showed a man with a rucksack and his hood up, holding a book up which was ablaze. And ITV reported that the book burner was remanded in jail to appear in court today, Saturday, while the knife wielder was sent out on bail to appear in court on Monday. So it is obvious which of the two the authorities believe to be the worst offence, isn't it? The latest news on this is that the alleged book burner has pleaded not guilty in court to intent to cause religious-based harassment, alarm or distress, and has now been released on bail to appear in court again in May. Now let's be clear, neither of those acts is acceptable. Burning a religious text to make a point is just plain offensive, and attacking someone with a knife is unacceptable and criminal. But although burning a religious text of whatever religion is not a nice thing to do and will no doubt be offensive to someone, at the end of the day burning a book is not illegal nor is causing offence. And burning a book does not in itself cause physical harm to anyone, except in certain circumstances to the book burner themselves, as in this particular case. However, it is illegal to burn a book in a manner which is racially aggravated and which causes or is intended to cause a person alarm or distress. From the sentencingcouncil.org.uk. An offence is racially or religiously aggravated for the purposes of sections 29 to 32 of the Act if the offender demonstrates hostility towards the victim based on his or her membership or presumed membership of a racial or religious group, or if the offence is wholly or partly motivated by racial or religious hostility. Now, as far as I'm concerned, as offensive to some as burning their holy book is, it can never, ever be used as an excuse for attacking the book burner physically. No, it can't. There can be no excuse for attacking another person except for physical self-defence or the physical defence of another. And even then, just as in defending your property from a burglar, you must only use something called reasonable force to do so. You cannot go over the top. And if the book burner is destroying a book they own, then there can be no victim, other than this concept of laws covering woke, hurty words and actions. But hey, UK law is stuffed full of such laws these days, isn't it? With more specialist blasphemy laws to come. Now, remarking on the previous arrest of a Koran burner in Manchester earlier this month, a spokesman for Humanist.org said, "We don't know all the facts and so can't speak for the motives of those involved, but the destruction of a religious text, like any other form of blasphemy, should not in itself be a crime. No disrespect or damage to a sacred text can ever justify violence against a human being. The freedom of expression held by private individuals rightly includes forms of expression that others find distasteful or offensive, as long as no person is harmed. But we all know that burning or even scuffing one specific text will attract the attention of the religious fanatics who will visit violence on the perpetrator. So it is always the book damager that is at risk of personal physical attacks. And that is unacceptable, totally unacceptable. But further, those accused of damaging that specific demographic's religious text are openly named. They are doxed, immediately putting their lives and potentially those of their family at risk. And on this issue, where the Manchester case was concerned, Humanist.org went on to say it is concerned about the fact that Greater Manchester Police named the suspect, including on social media, given the long-lasting threat to his life that will predictably follow. And this is the real collision of cultures. Our freedom of expression versus others' rights to enact violence on those who blaspheme. And in your opinion, which of those should hold sway here in the UK? I believe freedom of expression should always win through, as long as it does not cause anyone else physical harm in the process. And blasphemy should never be a justification for violence in the UK. Now for a bit of what if. What if a religiously motivated person committed an atrocity in London? Would grieving members of those affected be forgiven if they bought copies of the religious text at the root of that atrocity and openly burnt them? Now, I'm not saying that's what they should do. I'm asking, what if? At the end of the day, our politicians have got us into a right old mess with their continual insistence on having wide open borders and carrying out almost zero checks on those that enter our country, both legally and illegally. And they are now busying themselves in burying the majority of us under reams of diversity and blasphemy laws to try and silence anyone who points out the obvious incompatibilities. And they cannot reverse ferret these politicians, because one, they would have to admit that they have been wrong all this time, and two, because their WEF and UN-style handlers will not let them. So thank you for watching, and please like, subscribe and comment below, and don't forget to check out our other channel, Tripe and Whatnot. Link in the descriptions box below.